2025 is a mess. Climate's pretty wild, rent's a meme, and AI is about to quit its job. So yeah, perfect time to escape. If you've got the time, then buckle up. Here's over 25 huge new mobile games to play while the world figures itself out. Prince of Persia Lost Crown just dropped on mobile and it is legendary. It's a Metroidvania meet Myth reborn for mobile with buttery smooth touch controls and even controller support. Well, in fact, you can tweak every single button till it's just right. First hit is free, you get a demo, then it's a one-time unlock, no microtransaction BS. The main dudes, if you miss it's called Surgon, out here wall jumping, parrying demons, and literally bent in time like he's on a demon mode 24/7. It's a pretty good game, decent quality, definitely one of the best of 2025 on mobiles to try this very day. Where Winds Meet is finally gearing up for its second closed beta test, and if you're in the US, Canada, Japan, or Korea, now's your chance to get in early. Sign-ups are open until May 15, with the beta kicking off on May 16. We've mentioned Where Winds Meet several times as it was in its testing phase, and ever since it has reached the #1 and then the second spot in the China's mobile gaming trend. This is now the biggest mobile game of the year we've seen so far in terms of graphics. Where Winds Meet, if you missed it, is a Souls-like action RPG reminiscent of the hit game Black Myth Wukong, and the only problem is that the game is over 20 gigabytes in size. It's downgraded for mobile, but the core gameplays remain intact. Keep it in mind.
Ready, set, rumble!
Sonic Rumble is speeding onto mobile as well on May 8th, and it's given some major Fall Guys meet Green Hill Zone energy. This is Sega and Rovio's big collab moment, a battle royale style racer where you play as your favorite Sonic characters, each with their own abilities, racing and try not to get wrecked. It's got that party game vibe with lots of wild levels, custom skins, and pre-registration rewards still up for grabs. If you're a Sonic fan or just want to cause chaos with friends, this one's definitely worth the dash.
Is the future that's bound to happen.
Black Beacon is like if Dark Academia, time travel and anime action had a glow up and dropped on mobile. You play as this time-hopping seer who literally sees the end of the world and decides to fix it. It's pretty stylish, weirdly emotional and surprisingly deep of a game. Definitely one of the more original mobile RPGs I've played lately. The combat's no joke, you can swap between a 3-person squad mid-fight to chain combos and cook however you want. No auto, just clean chaos. It looks stunning, legit, and actually makes you care. One of the most unique RPGs I touched lately, definitely not just another gacha. It's a whole vibe. BlazBlue Entropy Effect is getting some big updates. Couch co-op is officially on the way, letting 2 players team up on one device, which sounds pretty perfect for side-by-side action, and it will be out on mobiles as well. Even cooler, a Dead Cells crossover is dropping this summer, adding a free playable character from the roguelike hit, and the game itself spins the BlazBlue universe into a stylish 2D action format if you missed it, with some slick combos, elemental effects, and a ton of skill variations to mix things up every run. It's fast, flashy, and only getting better so far.
You think you have the strength to protect the weak? Then prove to me these are more than empty words.
As of now, there is no official confirmation that Metaphor ReFantazio will be released on mobile platforms, but there was a pre-registration listing for Android on TapTap recently. This appears to be an unofficial placeholder rather than just an announcement of mobile release, so like I said, no official statement from Atlus or Sega have included plans for mobile version, but still, if you're interested in experiencing the game, a free prologue demo is available on PC and consoles, offering approximately 5 hours to play. One of the greatest things you will experience. Number 7, we've got Chasing Kleider Rider. It's like Sailor Moon, Akira, and Genshin got into a neon motorcycle crash and accidentally dropped the dopest anime game of the year. I mean, it's not out yet. You're this regular dude guiding a squad of biker girls through a glitchy hellscape called Terminus. It's got demons, waifus, and romance options that will supposedly ruin your life as a game. The vibes are insane, the combo's super flashy, peak anime culture. You're literally saving the world with a girl gang on superbikes while flirting mid-boss fight. Anyway, Chasing Collider Rider is set to launch on both Android and iOS. You can pre-register it on its official website right now.
Cosmic Era 71 to 73. The history of Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Battle Destiny returns.
Anyway, number 8, we've got Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Battle Destiny Remastered. Well, as you can tell by the name, it's suiting up for its mobile debut on May 22nd, and it's finally going global. This remaster brings the fan favorite PlayStation Vita action RPG to the West for the first time, letting you dive headfirst into the chaos of the Gundam Seed universe, and you can choose your faction and blast through the iconic missions and side stories with a new lock system and over 100 different suits. There is remastered visuals, obviously, cleaner controls, and all the Gundam drama you love, now handheld and on the big screen. Coming soon.
Culture exploited for an unjust cause.
With that being said, Bloodline, a Rebel Moon game, is dropping on Android in the second quarter of the year, and it is giving galactic chaos with drip. Like, think space dungeons, laser swords, big boss energy, all in a Zack Snyder universe built different. You and the crew, 4-player co-op, by the way, squad up as Banner Guard, Forsaken, Kindred, and Evoker, which each have their own vibes, skills, and reasons to throw hands with the Empire. It's part Helldivers, part Diablo, all Rebellion. Fully offline, fully cinematic, fully unhinged. All it needs is a Netflix sub. It's official. Delta Force is bringing its action fully and globally to mobile on April 22nd. The popular first-person shooter known for its battlefield action on PC so far will now fit right in the palm of your hand anywhere you are. And you're going to be able to get into several modes on its official release. Not only that, the developers just showcased a new operator called Nox, which is a silent and lethal killer who specializes in control and debuffing. It's already got smooth controls, customizable features, and impressive visuals this game. Suffice it to say, it's set to become a mobile favorite. Pre-register on Apple Store and Google Play right now. Honor of King's World is finally back in the spotlight after a long stretch of silence, showing off a brand new trailer, and it looks seriously impressive. Well, the game is obviously set in the same universe as a record-breaking MOBA. This one shifts gears into a full open-world action RPG territory. You'll explore a huge realistic world, face off in flashy boss fights, some with co-op, and dive into a story co-written by sci-fi legends. The game's headed to PC and mobile with DLSS and ray tracing support already confirmed. Check it out. What the Car has a new Among Us crossover we didn't know we needed, and now we can't live without it. The absurd, laggy car racer just got a sus new injection of chaos thanks to a fresh collab with Among Us, and it's as just weird and wonderful as you'd expect. You're getting a brand new Among Us inspired overworld, fully decked out like the Skell spaceship, plus crewmate skin so your sentient car can vibe in style. There are 4 wild new minigames here, riffing on classic Among Us tasks, and 3 new ridiculous racetracks packed with obstacles. It's a pretty dumb game, it's pretty chaotic, and it's genius. Right now only on Apple Arcades. Sorry, Android. What the Clash is, just like the previous game from the same team, it's basically what happens when a deck of Uno cards and a bunch of minigames and a lot of chaotic wacky energy get thrown in with Blender. See, it's dropping on May 1st as an iOS exclusive and lets you one-on-one your friends in totally unhinged micro matches that range from okay, this makes sense to why am I milking a fish? See, you play as a literal hand with legs, iconic, and the game thrives on these weird card combos that turn normal games into absurd ones. It's easy to pick up, impossible to stay mad, and 100% designed for laughs over sweat. It's dumb, it's fun, you're gonna love it. Crashlands 2 is finally on mobiles, and it's a super wild ride for fans of the original. If you haven't heard of Crashlands before, think of it like Starbound meets Don't Starve. You play as a space trucker who, after burning out in the stars, crash lands on a planet. Things go from bad to worse, and soon you're stuck on a planet full of these unpredictable creatures and a world that reacts to everything you do, good or dumb. The sequel really is just as polished as the original, and it's out now on Android and iOS. This game is legitimately and originally rated a 5 out of 5 on the Play Store, although it's available on the Apple Store as well, and the only problem it has is that it takes you a whopping $10, but it really makes up for it in terms of quality and content. With that being said, Darkest Days is gearing up for its global test and it's shaping up to be the wildest ride. In fact, it's already out for creator testers and the game's open world is massive. You're gonna be fighting zombies and other humans all while building shelters and surviving any way you can. The realistic rendering and the vehicle combat of the game will make you feel like you're really right in the middle of it. Plus, if solo survival isn't enough for you, you can jump into multiplayer mode and team up with friends. It's a free-to-play game and the global testing is live until a few more days. The full game is coming out on April 24. If you haven't tried Garena Free City so far, it's basically Grand Theft Auto Online with a Free Fire twist. The reason it's in the list today is because it's just got a huge new patch. See, if you've ever wanted an open world crime RPG that lets you team up with friends for heists, car battles, and undercover missions, this might just be the perfect game for you. The world is huge, you can build alliances, cause absolute chaos, and it's got both PvE and PvP action, meaning you can either go solo or squad up to control anything you want. The game is no longer out in Argentina, it's available globally now. Rockstar, since the game has actually some real competition.
The legends are true. The paradigm hourglass can be used to alter the course of history, but will you take responsibility for the outcome?
With that being said, at number 17, we've got Oceanhorn Chronos Dungeon. Finally breaking out of Apple Arcade and hitting Android and iOS and PC, and it's about time. This is a 16-bit inspired dungeon crawler game which drops you in a pixel-packed quest post Oceanhorn 2, where you and your squad dive into randomized levels of Chronos Dungeon and stop literal god-tier chaos. You can expect loot, couch co-op vibes, and ever-changing dungeons with randomized modifiers, so whether you're grinding solo or tag teaming with friends, this one's all about retro flair with modern spice. It's coming out in the second quarter of the year. With that being said, number 18. Misguided Remastered gives offline horror fans something fresh to sink into. You play as a high school girl trying to survive a creepy realm filled with supernatural threats and secrets, and it pretty much leans heavily into Indonesian folklore with all kinds of eerie environments, puzzle-heavy exploration, and multiple endings. See, the remastered version sharpens everything, better visuals, smarter enemies, improved combat, and tighter cutscenes. It's fully playable in English and it runs fine on even mid-range phones. A solid pick if you're into spooky, story-driven horror adventures. Anyway, Deus Ex Go is like peak brain flicks for puzzle lovers who want a bit of stealth with their strategy and puzzle. You're guiding Adam Jensen, the character, through turn-based puzzles that feel like cyber chess on a neon grid. Guards, drones, they're all in your way, and there's even new content added to the game which is why we're talking about it nearly after 8 years since the game's original release. Over 50 new puzzles, an infinite mode that adapts to your skill, and even a level editor for creating your own mind benders. It's a stylish game, it's pretty smart and seriously satisfying. This one's definitely for the thinkers. At number 20, we've got Lego Friends Heartlake Rush Plus. A very cute, safe, and chill, endless running game that's clearly made for kids, and honestly, it does a solid job. Think Subway Surface, but make it wholesome Lego core. You zoom around as a Lego Friends crew, dodging obstacles, grabbing goodies, and cruising through bright and playful tracks. There's no ads, no sketchy micro, and everything is wrapped up in the family-friendly Apple Arcade polish. It's not for the hardcore crowd, but for the young players. It's a win, simple, sweet, and safe. With that being said, even though we have mentioned this one before, but there's new content. The Fall 2 zombie survival might just be peak apocalypse vibes with a comic book twist. In the game, you drop in a wasteland where the undead aren't your only problem. There are puzzles, bosses, and a mystery begging to be unraveled. Definitely not your usual zombie shooter. Boss fights need actual strategy, and the mix of resource scavenging and brainy problem solving keeps things fresh. The story goes hard too, and the cutscenes do make the stakes feel real. There's a free demo to test the waters before. If you're into survival horror with style and substance, The Fall 2 might just be your next obsession. Anyway, number 22, we've got Fortress Frontline, which just dropped on Android, and if you're into roguelike tower defense games with lots of chaotic waves and satisfying upgrades, this one's at least worth a look. It's actually coming from Sandsoft, the developers behind Pocket Necromancer. It's a wave-based banger where you hold your ground against endless enemy hordes using beefed-up builds, rare cards, and unlockable heroes. You defend the single side of the screen, but the action ramps fast. Tanky bosses, grunts, and upgrades to scale with every single run. The vibe's cartoony, clean, and kind of addictive. Think Vampire Survivors, but tower defense mode. At number 23, we've got Labyrinth City, which is basically Where's Waldo if Waldo had lore, vibes, and was actively running from the ops. See, you're a tiny detective in a ridiculously packed Belle Epoque city chasing the biggest red flag and stripes since, well, Waldo. But this actually isn't a zoom in and squint hidden object game. You actually walk through the streets, museums, docks, and more like you're the main character in a hand-drawn fever dream. Everything moves, everything's hiding something, and there are trophies, puzzles, and little weirdos around every corner. It's cozy, artwork energy, zero stress, and low-key addictive.
The Salami Bandit.
Duck Detective: The Secret Salami is finally here, and it's serving some of the finest cozy chaos adventures on Android and iOS. You play as a fedora-wearing duck with big crime-solving energy and even bigger dad jokes. Your job here is to interview suspects, connect clues, and crack cases, all while vibing to an adorable art and fully voiced dialogue. The story is pretty short, it's about 2 to 3 hours, but definitely packed with charm, comedy, and crime-solving goodness. It's a free game to start, first 2 levels, then it's a $7 purchase on like the full sesh. If you're into narrative-driven adventures with heart and humor, Duck Detective is 100% your next favorite. And last but not least, King Domino is finally making its move to mobile, launching on June 26 on Android and iOS. And for those of you who missed it, this is actually a full 3D take on the award-winning board game where you piece together domino-like tiles to expand your kingdom. It looks pretty fast, fun, and with a lot of charm, so whether you're matching wheat fields or legs, it's gonna be fun. You can play offline, take on AI, or hop into cross-platform multiplayer as well upon release. There are animated tiles, cute NPCs, and these snappy 10 to 5 minute sessions. This one's shaping up to be a cozy strategy gem. It's coming out June 26.